Yeah, hello traders. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this session, we're gonna be looking at the weekly breakdown, what to expect ahead of next week, being the first week of October. Yeah, and before we head into that, let's get this to announcement. We would love to introduce and announce the general public our official election of our Forex course, Forex Mastermind 1.0. The course is a course every trader needs to become successful in the market. You want to learn how to trade the way we do, analyze the way we analyze charts, then you should get the course, alright? The course is going for as low as $150 a month, but at the moment we are having a 30% discount on each package, alright? That was announcement number one. The second announcement is that we're gonna be having we're adding a new session to our YouTube channel. We're gonna be uploading a new content at the end on every Thursday, which is gonna be called we're gonna be looking at the best trade we took throughout the week from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm gonna be uploading on Thursday the best trade we took throughout the week. It's not gonna be uploaded on Thursday or on Friday. So that is that. So without wasting much of our time, let's head into the chat. Heading over to our live chat, the first pair we have is the DXY, okay? And as always, we start from our highest time frame, which is probably the weekly time frame, and we stop at the 4 hour time frame. So on our weekly time frame, we're gonna look at what the dollar index is showing on the weekly time frame. So on our weekly time frame, you can clearly see on the dollar index we are still very bullish. All right. Although the last candle that closed, the previous week candle that closed, seemed to close in a very strong bullish trend. All right. So although the last candle that just closed, which is this week, we ended in a very bearish week, okay, because of some fundamentals and the rest we are still quite bullish because we clearly see we are still taking our structures to the upside, all right? So if you could look at our chart here, on our chart screen here, following the market structure, you clearly see we have got this lower low, yeah, a higher high, a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, a higher high, higher low, and also a high. So clearly we can still boldly say we are still in a bullish trend and probably market tends to be giving some retracement back into a demand zone. So we could highlight our break of structures on this market. We clearly see we have a break of structures to the upside at that level there. We've got our first break of structure there. I have another one there. And we have the last one at this point here. The demand zone that led to the break of structure, you can clearly see it highlighted at this level here. These are our demand zone that led to the break of structure. Demand. No, that's too thick. So that's our demand zone that led to the break of structure there, which you can see highlighted there. So what are expectations? The market is currently retracing back into the demand zone. So expectation for the market to retrace back into the demand zone and probably obey the demand zone and so give a push to the upside or for the market to take out the structure. So as far as the market tends to still remain above this demand zone, as far as the market tends to still remain above this demand zone, it hasn't taken out this let's say it hasn't taken out this sorry, it hasn't taken out this higher sorry higher low that's created here, then we can clearly see we are still in an uptrend, alright? This is a higher low here. So the market hasn't taken out the low that is created. On our weekly time frame, we are still very bullish. Okay? The market is still taking out structure. So probably we should be expecting some complex retracement back into our demand zone and push to the upside or probably for the demand zone to fail. So in a situation in which the demand zone fails and the market tends to take out this low created at that point there. Once the market, if the demand zone tends to fail, the demand zone at the created level tends to fail, and market tends to take out the structure created at this level there, then we can boldly say we are in a bearish trend, right? As far as the market is still above this demand zone, there's no reason looking for sell, because following market structure, you have to flow with the trend. The trend is your friend until it changes. The trend is your friend. The common quote that says the trend is your friend until it changes. So as far as we have a break of structure, then we have our demand zone created there. The market is giving a retracement back into the demand zone, which clearly indicates that we are still very bullish on our weekly time frame. Heading to our daily time frame to have a deeper analysis of what the chart is looking like. And now let me delete some analysis here. So on our daily time frame, we are still in a very bullish trend. Although we can also see this beautifully created which range created demand zone at that level there, we are still very, very bullish. Okay, so probably market is giving the treatment back into the demand zone. Any of these demand zone, refining our demand zone, we have one demand zone there and also another one there. The most higher probability of the market reacting to is this one here, because this is what led to the break of structure to the upside. Alright. The market is most likely to react to this demand zone, this of this demand zone, except this becomes liquidity for the market to sweep. But as far as we are still above this demand zone, then could be looking for more buy opportunities. Alright. On our 4 hour time frame, to get clear indication, you clearly see that on our 4 hour time frame, the market tends to have a shift in trend. As a complex retracement, the market tends to give a change of character when market we could clearly see the market was creating series of, let's see that from here, higher lows and higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher high. Now at this point here, the market took out the low that led to the break of trend to the upside. Then we could clearly see we have had a change of character, came back to this low, created a new low, which was gonna be a lower low, created a lower high and a lower low. So as far as on the 4 hour time frame, we are bearish. Okay, on the 4 hour time frame, we are bearish. That's to say, we are putting some details to this chart here. Clearly see we have this reconstruction at this level there. The market tends to be reacting to a supply zone which was created at some point there. The market tends to be reacting to that supply zone at that level there. And we also have another break of structure there, which the market has beautifully created there. And our supply zone, is tends to be inside this candle here. That's our supply zone. So our expectations, because we are still clearly looking at the buy sell scenario on our weekly time frame, on our 4 hour time frame is bearish. Okay, the 4 hour time frame is bearish, which is giving a complex retracement back into our demand zone, which should be our expectation, back into our weekly or daily demand zone, complete retracement back into the zone. Our expectations on this zone is that, okay, we also have a break of structure here. Yeah, we have this break of structure at that level there, and we also have a demand zone at this point. So we also have a demand zone at that level there. Good. So our expectation is for the market to give a push to the upside at this level, then come back into demand zone, or for the market to come into this demand zone on our 4 hour time frame and also take out the shoulders to the upside. Okay. So as far as we are still above these demand zones, we are still quite bullish on the weekly time frame. On our 4 hour time frame, we are having a complex retracement back into our demand zone. That's what we can see on the DXY pair, on our DXY pair, or the dollar index pair. Alright, so heading to the next pair, which is the GBPUSD, which we're gonna be starting off our weekly time frame. So the the GBPUSD tends to experience a very strong push to the downside in between the week. We had this strong momentum. I think that ran for over back started for me around for over 800 pips. The GBPUSD had a strong push to the downside during the week due to some fundamentals and the rest. Okay, so on we see look on the chart, what we can clearly see is that on our GBP we are still very bearish. Okay, on our GBP we are very bearish. We could remove our indicate our higher highs and higher lows, understanding market structure. You clearly see we have this lower low created here, lower high at that level, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, uh, lower low, yeah, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and also a lower low. Okay, so you can clearly see we are still in a very strong bearish trend. All right, market seems to be taking out structures to the downside, and we could look at our analysis here. We have a supply zone at that level there. We have a supply zone at that point here, which I expected the market to probably come back into the supply zone and give a reaction and start going down again, pushing towards the downside, continue in the bearish momentum. So on our GBPUSD, GU, we have a high at that level there. We have our high there, that level there. Okay, so as far as we are still below the supply zone, we are still looking for bearish sell opportunities. And as far as we are still below this high that was created here, this was the last high that level. Until the market completely takes out this high, then we can say we are looking for some very opportunity bullish trade movement. But for the moment now, we are still very bearish on our weekly time frame. Market is still below the supply zone and also hasn't taken out this high. That's an indication to show that we are very bearish. Okay, heading on to the daily time frame. Our daily time frame, it gives more insight of what we're looking at for the chart. On our daily time frame, we clearly see we can refine our supply zone to the top here. We have our supply zone created there, and also we've got this break of structure there. Okay, we have a break of structure at that level there, break of structure there, and also we have another supply zone created there. We have a supply zone created there. The market had this strong push to the downside. I think around it should be the market opened, they had a gap here. Yeah, on Monday the market opened with a gap and had a strong push to the upside, and it spent Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday retracing back into the supply zone. As expected, the market is currently in a supply zone, which tends to show we are expecting more of sell opportunities. Okay, because we haven't seen any change of structure on this market. Alright, I haven't seen any of the market tending to show any bullish intention because the market is currently still below this high here. On our daily time frame, we clearly see we have a high here. The market is still below the high at that level there, and it's still below the supply zone. Until the market takes out this high, then we can say we are looking for buy opportunities. As far as the market is below this high, we are still very bearish on this trend. Now, for our time frame, on our 4 hour time frame, the same thing we can clearly see, although we are having some series of change of character at this point here, indicating that we are still very bearish. From analysis here, we have a change of character at that level there, yeah, which indicates that we are still very bearish. On our 4 hour time frame, it shows more details because we clearly see we have this break of structure to the downside there. And we could also refine our supply zone here. We could clearly see we have a supply zone at that level there, and also another. I think this is mitigated, so I don't see any reason for the market to come to that level. So we had a break of structure to the downside, indicating we are in a bearish trend. Okay, so the supply zone here had a break of structure, which indicates that it's a valid supply zone. All right. So as far as the market is still below these lows, still below the highs that are created, and we are still very bearish, then we shouldn't be looking for buy opportunities on this pair. On our GBPUSD, we are still very bearish. All right. Heading on to the Euro USD. Starting from our weekly time frame as usual. On our weekly time frame, you can clearly see that we had a very strong retracement candle. Okay, we were in a very trend. You can clearly see on our weekly time frame we have the lower low created there, lower high, lower low, 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 lower high, and also lower low. So currently we could, if the market seems to obey what we are looking at the market structure here, then we could clearly see we are having a retracement back into our supplies at that level. Okay. If you could look at the chart here, you clearly see we have gotten this beautifully created supply zone that led to the break of structure at this level. Okay, you have market current structure and have the supply zone created there. So as far as the market is still below the supply zone and also below this high here at this point here, then you can clearly see we are still very bearish. Okay, this is the recent high and market is still below the high. Market hasn't taken out there. Although the market can be said to be coming from a demand zone created in the past, a demand zone created in the past, but we are still gonna look at the present price data. We're looking at the present price data whenever we're analyzing. Our present price data, you really see we are still very bearish. So our expectation is for the market to give a complex retracement back into the weekly supply zone created and have a strong push to the downside. That's our analysis on the weekly time frame and heading to our daily time frame. Our daily time frame seems to be market tend to be reacting to the supply zone at this level here, but at this time frame, the supply zone isn't yet confirmed because it hadn't break any structure, right? It hadn't taken out any structure. We have our break of structure at that level there and refining the supply zone at that point here, then we could clearly say we have got this beautifully created zone at that level, which you didn't mitigate that. So we have a supply zone at that level there. So the more reasonable supply zone that I would be expecting market to react to would be this one. Okay, this is the supply zone I'll be most likely watching because this is the supply zone that led to a break of structure. As far as the supply zone here didn't lead to a break of structure, then I don't really expect it to be valid. Okay? A valid supply zone is a supply zone that leads to a break of structure. Until that is done, then supply zone isn't called supply zone, it can be highlighted as liquidity. Still looking at our charts, you can clearly see on our 4 hour time frame we have got this shift in trend. Okay, the market took out this structure to the downside here at this point here. Market took out structure at this point here and created a high here. Alright, then market took out the high. And it's currently market reacting to the supply zone, and if you clearly still look at the market trend, you clearly see we have a break of structure here, and also we have this beautifully created demand zone at this point here, which market is currently reacting to. So our expectations on the Euro USD pair, because we have I'm gonna take this as liquidity at that point there. We're gonna be looking at that as liquidity there. My position on the Euro USD is for the market to still continue in that same momentum of pushing up to the upside. Okay, so as far as we are still market is breaking that structure to the upside and we are still above this demand zone on our 4 hour time frame, we are looking for more long opportunities to take out the liquidity at this level and market react to the supply zone at that point. Okay, moving on to the next pair, NZDUSD. Just like other pairs, we are be having series of bearish movements to the downside, and I think NZDUSD has the strongest. Okay, NZDUSD, the last candle that was closed in a very strong bearish momentum. So because the market still looks very bearish, that doesn't even give you any reason to look for a buy. Alright, the market is still very bearish. You clearly see we have got this series of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows. Okay. As far as we are still seeing this series of trend happening on the chart, then we could clearly see we are still very bearish. Okay, and they clearly see the last candle that closed is still very bearish. So on the NZDUSD, from our weekly time frame, we are still looking for more sell opportunities than buys. Okay, we have our supply zone at that level there. Okay, we have got our beautifully created supply zone at that level there, and market is still very bearish. Except market tends to give a complex retracement from there back into our supply zone. What we can say we're looking for buys, but as far as the market is still below the supply zone and so below this high at that level, then we are very bearish. Okay, moving on to our daily time frame. Our daily time frame, we still have the same data. Our daily time frame, we still have the same data. We have our supply zone at that level there, just far at the top there. We also have a supply zone here, but this is not a valid supply zone. And market tend to be giving some kind of dirty structure here, but we are still very bearish. Okay, market hasn't shown any intention of the retracement or the pullback happening anytime soon. So as far as that hasn't been indicated on the chart, we are still gonna be obeying the market trend. The market trend is very bearish, so we are gonna be advising you guys to be looking for more sell opportunities than buy opportunities. Alright. On our 4 hour time frame, on our 4 hour time frame, we can clearly see we have got a change of character to the upside at this level there. I've had the change of character here, and we also have a demand zone. Okay, we also have the demand zone. So the market will probably is on a low probability of reacting to the demand zone. The high probability for this market to do is that because we clearly see we have got this break of structure at this level there, and the market is currently coming from a supply zone created at that point. Okay, the market is currently coming from this supply zone created at this level to count liquidity at this point. The expectation is for the market for this demand zone to completely fail. Market needs to take out this low created there. Okay, although we have a demand zone here that led to a change of character, a change of character we have a demand that led to a change of character, and we are still bearish. The trend is still very bearish. That's the reason we are still expecting market to take out this low. Alright, so in the situation when the market takes out this low, our expectation for the market to probably retrace back into the supplies at that level. There's a supply zone there. Then we have the supply zone at that level there. Okay, no, that has not what we're looking for. We have a supply not to tick here. Every supply zone at that level there. So the market should probably take out this zone and come out into the supply zone. Although the market is still in a demand zone, I don't expect this demand zone to hold. I expect the demand zone to act as a retracement. This can be said to be a complete retracement back to its supply zone. Okay, but kind of you can still be looking for some buys there, but it's on a low probability. Okay, the market is on low probability. The market was able to take out the high created there and let it break a structure. Market tends to respect the high created there, and this low at this point was liquidity. Okay, the low there that was created there turned out to be liquidity. So if the market wanted to obey the demand zone, then it should have probably been starting from here that obey the demand that was created at that point. But what the market didn't obey the demand zone that was created there, so we don't expect the market to also obey it. So we expect this one to fail. Alright. As far as everything here is gonna be liquidity, the market is we are still in a bearish trend. The market is still very bearish, and you could clearly see the momentum in which the market is coming down, coming back into the demand zone. You could clearly see the market has strong momentum back into the demand zone. We're having a very strong push down to the downside. No, having long candles, the more confirmation that this demand zone isn't gonna hold. Moving on to the next pair, AUDUSD. Starting from our weekly time frame, we are clearly see we are still very bearish. On our weekly time frame, we are still very bearish. We can clearly see market take out from just today. Downside creating series of lower lows and lower highs. lower low. At this point, the market took out the liquidity that was created. They also created the lower low, sorry, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and also lower low. Okay, so we are still very, very bearish. You can see the market is coming, pushing to the downside with strong momentum, and we have got this break of structure at this level here with our supply zone at this point here. Okay, our supply zone at this point. So our expectation on this pair is for the market to come back into the supply zone for us to look for sell opportunities on our weekly time frame. We are still very bearish on our weekly time frame, except the market takes out this high created there. Okay, as far as the market hasn't taken out that high, we are still very bearish on this trend, on this pair. Then on daily time frame, our daily time frame, the same thing implies we are still very, very bearish. Refining our supply zone, we have a supply zone at that level there, and adjust this a little bit. Yeah, and we also have a supply zone at this point here. But the most expected one to hold is this supply zone here. On our AUDUSD pair, we are still very bearish. Okay, so there's no need looking for buy opportunities on this pair. We are still very bearish. Okay, on our 4 hour time frame, on the 4 hour time frame, although we have got this beautifully created change of character, and also we have this demand zone created there, we've got this beautiful change of character at this point, very clear and very valid. And what happened to the market? Market didn't create a new break of structure, right? The market didn't still take a structure, which turned out to be liquidity for the markets. We are still very bearish. Okay, market hasn't taken out this structure, creating liquidity at that point there, and the momentum the market is using to come back to demand zone. The candle closure is still very, very bearish, indicating that we haven't seen any sign of the market tending to buy anytime soon. Okay, so we still want to see the market take out this low created there, then probably come back to react to any of these supplies at this level. Okay, moving on to the next pair, we have the USDJPY. USDJPY obeyed the analysis beautifully. USDJPY obeyed the analysis from previous week. As expected, you obeyed the analysis from the last time we had a analysis on the channel. And network issues. Okay, so on our USDJPY, for coming from our daily time frame, you can clearly see we have been bearish for since 2015. We've been very, very bullish. Market was taking our structures to the upside. You clearly look, we have these higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows and higher highs. So on the USDJPY, we have been very, very bullish. Okay, so still in that same spirit of we still being bullish, we are still gonna be looking for more buy opportunities. Market took out this high here, given the previous structure and our demand zone at this level there. Our demand zone can be clearly seen at that level there. Have a demand zone there. So the market is yet to come back to mitigate the demand zone, which probably to come back in the future, or to just keep pushing up to the upside as it has been pushing. Let's see that not pushing up to the upside. So probably market might not even tend to obey this demand zone, rather react to a smaller time frame demand zone and still have a push to the upside. So on the USDJPY, we are still very bullish. Okay, the USDJPY, yeah, we are still very bullish. There's nothing to see in the past, or is there anything? Although it's currently in a supply zone, but I don't expect that to hold. We are still very bullish until market takes out this low created there. On our daily time frame, we look at our daily time frame, we clearly see we got this break of structure here, or liquidity sweep at this point here. We have a liquidity sweep at that level, the market still push to the upside, and also liquidity sweep to the downside there. We have liquidity sweep to to the downside at this point there, and we also have a demand zone created there. We have got the beautifully created demand zone at that level there. Then the market still had liquidity to the upside, liquidity to the downside. Market currently reacting from the demand zone to the upside, and we are still very bullish. Okay, so we can't really say direction on the USDJPY because the market hasn't taken out this high created there. Okay, hasn't created taken out this high, or rather has market taken out this low. So the market is still stuck in the high and the low. Okay, so until market takes out this high or takes out this low, then we know what we are doing. As far as we are still below this high and also below this low, we are still in a consolidation phase. We can't really give a specific direction, but following what the market is doing, our expectation is for the market to take out this high, come back and mitigate a demand zone created there, and also give a push to the upside. Or for the market also decide to take out the structure to the downside and continue still in that same manner. Okay. Moving on to our 4 hour time frame. Our 4 hour time frame, we had liquidity switch to the upside, liquidity switch to the upside, liquidity switch to the downside. Market reacting to the demand zone, and we still have some series of liquidity here to the upside and also liquidity to the downside at this point. We have liquidity to the upside and liquidity to the downside. What our expectation market to sweep out the liquidity both to the upside and also to the downside. Okay. So probably market will sweep the liquidity to the upside first and break the structure, then also come back to sweep liquidity to the downside and probably react of this demand zone at this level. Probably react to this demand at this level. Okay. So that's our analysis on the USDJPY. Heading on to the next pair is our GBPJPY. Okay. Now, in the weekly time frame, we had this strong retracement back. Have a very strong retracement on the weekly time frame because we clearly see we have got this break of structure there and also break of structure at this level, and market kind of created some series of equal lows at this point, which are impressions for the market to sweep it out. We are going to have this strong retracement back into a supply zone at this level there, which I think that should be supply zone the market is heading for. That should be supply zone the market is heading for. So we have got this break of strength to the downside, and we also have some series of equal lows at this level. If you would still draw the chart out, we have some series of equal lows at this level here. So the market is still below the supply zone and still below the high. Okay, although we have equal highs at this point, we also have a big consolidation downside, which gives more probability that the market will be coming back to react to this supply zone there and give a push to the downside on our GBPJPY pair. Because if you clearly look, we're in a bullish trade. Okay, we're in a bullish trend. We had this lower low created there, then I think a higher lower low, but kind of still in complex structure. Market took out this high here, so you can clearly see we have a higher high at that level there, a higher low, a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, yeah, higher high. Some liquidity created, the liquidity of equal lows at that level there, then a Swiss called this a higher low, higher high, higher low. Mm. Liquidity was created at that level. The liquidity of equal highs at that point, the market took out the recent low created. So our expectation for the market to our market is currently creating series of liquidity, and this is a pool of liquidity. So the market should push to the upside and also come back to take out the liquidity to the downside. Okay. So that was our expectation on the GBPJPY for our weekly time frame. The market should react to this supply zone and continue to the downside. Heading to our daily time frame. Our daily time frame market tends to be more clear because we have this pool of liquidity at this point. The market first of all swept out liquidity to the upside, swept out liquidity to the downside. At that point, they swept liquidity to the downside, had liquidity sweep to the upside, liquidity to the downside, and took our structure. And currently refining our zone, we have got this supplies at this level here. and you tend to see most of the supply zone will be mitigated. So probably market should be reacting off that supply zone and continue to push the downside that supply zone there, and also we also have another supply zone here. The higher expectations is for the market to be reacting off the supply zone and continue pushing down to the pushing to the downside. So as far as we are still below this low, sorry, below this high, then we are still very bearish. As far as we are still below this high, then we are still very bearish. Then the market should react to this supply zone here or this supply zone there. On our 4 hour time frame, to get a clearer look on the chart, you clearly see we have liquidity at that level there. Okay, we have I think the GJ created very much amount of liquidity. So clearly we have liquidity at that level there. Then what is our expectation on this chart here for the market to come back probably to the supply zone? That is supply zone that should either hold. So one of the supply zone will hold. For the buy side scenario, we also have to look at the buy side scenario. We have this demand zone here. Okay, this demand zone here that we want the market to give a push to the downside, mitigate demand zone and continue in that same method. Okay, so any of those can happen. Either the higher probabilities for the market to react to supply zone or continue pushing down, the higher probability, but the market tends to come to the demand zone, then you should be expecting some buy opportunities back into the supply zone or for the market to take out the structure. Okay, on the USD card is still very bullish. The same method with the USDJPY. On USD card, you can clearly see we are currently in a supply zone at that point there. Okay, but we are gonna be looking at the present market condition. Look at what the market is telling us. The present market condition on the USD card, we have got this because to the upside change of pattern at this level there. The market created a lower low, lower low, a sorry, a higher low, a higher high, higher low, a higher high, higher low, a higher high. And the market is currently back into the supply zone and it's still looking very bullish, which indicates that I don't see any reason for the market to start selling soon because the momentum market tend to push back into the supply zone is still very bullish. Okay, so as far as we are still, let me make this clear. As far as we are still very bullish, we are still very bullish and market is currently in supply zone. We are gonna be expecting more buy opportunities on the USD card heading to our daily time frame. Our daily time frame, what can we see here? The market is still stuck in that same manner of creating series of higher highs and higher low, and market is still stuck in this structure here. Okay, market hasn't taken out this high here and also taking out this low, which will be clear on the 4 hour time frame. Yeah, on our 4 hour time frame, the market still hasn't taken out this high here or taken out this low, which still indicates that we are still in sort of a range. Okay, the market can choose to consolidate, continue moving in that same momentum, consolidate like still continues to talk in that range, that level, or now we can't really say anything or if the market until market breaks out show to the upside or to the downside. Okay, so as far as the market is still below this high and also above this low, we can't really give a direction on this market. Okay, but if the market tends to take us straight to the upside, then we have this beautifully created demand zone at that level there. We have a demand zone at that point here, which the market should be giving a reaction of the demand zone. If the market hasn't taken a strong to the upside or to the downside, then we have this beautifully created demand zone here, which we expect the market to be still reacting off. Okay. Also, our next pair, the USDCHF. From our weekly time frame, you can clearly see we are still stuck in this consolidation. Okay, on our weekly time frame, you clearly see that we have got this high here and we have also got this low at this point here. Okay, On weekly time frame, you clearly see we are still stuck in this range. Okay, although the market has taken our structure to the upside and creating a demand zone here, this internal structure. On our external structure, we are still stuck in the low of that level and also the higher level. So until the market takes out this high, then we can probably be looking for more buy opportunities and higher probability on the trade. But since market had taken out this high, we are still in a ranging market. We are still in between this high and also in between this low. Heading to the daily time frame, our daily time frame market tend to give more information. We have this change of character there and the market tend to react to probably a demand zone created at that level there. We also got another change of character at that point there, and we also have the demand zone here. Market is yet to mitigate this demand zone. Yeah, refining it. You clearly see market is yet to mitigate the demand that is created there. So until that is done, probably market should have a push to the downside and expectation for the market to turn this low here to liquidity. So the market should come back into the demand zone and continue pushing to the upside, or the market can tend to be reacting off this supply zone here and continue in the same manner of still stuck in that range. Okay, so until market takes out the weekly high and the weekly low, we can't really give a specific direction for this chart. Okay, we are currently having the complex retracement. Okay, so probably market should come back into the demand zone and have a push to the upside. Our last pair on our chart here is the Euro GBP. I don't know why we have this long spike here, but probably from the server that we're using have this very long spike here. On our weekly time frame, we could clearly see we have this strong rejection. We have this long spike here, strong rejection. It shows that the market is very bearish. On our weekly time frame, we have gotten this strong rejection. I think market can be reacting from something there. Yeah, the market should be reacting from a demand at that level there, although it's very large. So the market, we have this strong spike to the downside, indicating that yeah, we are very bearish. We are very bearish. We are very bearish because we have this strong spike to the downside, probably taking out the liquidity at that level there. And we can look, we also have a break of trade to the upside, taking out a new high created that took out this low, I took out this high, sorry, and also have a higher low at that level and a higher high at that point there. So probably we should be looking at the market, looking at these demands at this point here. Looking at the demand zone there and also this demand zone there. So either the market gives a reaction of any of these demand zones, because that's what leads to the break of trade to the upside and continue pushing up. Although we are strongly bearish, the market should probably reduce momentum and also react to any of these demand zones that's created there and probably continue pushing up on a weekly time frame, or the market still obeys this momentum that is coming back with. Okay, our daily time frame, still looking at our daily time frame chart, you clearly see the market tend to give more information here, because you clearly see we've got this series of higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low, higher high. Okay, and the market is currently back in a demand zone that is created there, a daily demand zone that is created there. So probably expectations is still remains the same, a push to the upside. Okay, we can't really see, we are very bearish because the market hasn't taken out the structure, at this level there. Then they are still above the demand zone and we are currently above this high. And if you clearly see, the market was giving complete retracement, which can be seen now. 4 hour time frame, and you see we had this strong rejection here. Then the market is momentum coming into the demand zone. You can see it has a very I started creating short candles. It was creating long candles. Have a market like cool down at some point here and consolidated for some period of time. And also started creating long candles to the downside. So when the market came to the demand zone, you could really see market started creating short candles from this point here. Started creating short candles till it came back to the demand zone. So if our efficient market structure is key, remember market structure is key. You're gonna trade what the market is showing you, know what you think, what you see, and not what you think. So we are still looking very bearish on this trade that should be going up. Okay, so the market is currently in the demand zone. Expecting market to give a reaction to the demand zone and have a strong push to the upside, probably to come back to this supply zone there. Market will probably come back to the supply zone and keep push to the downside. So that's that on our weekly outlook for the week. Yeah, doing that's our weekly outlook for the first week of September. That's what we are looking at for the first week of September. Yeah. So don't forget to join our mentorship program. The link will be displayed on the screen. Use the link on your screen to join our mentorship program. www.thefirstmastermind.com is gonna also be in the description box for those interested to learn how we trade, learn how to analyze the way we do our first mastermind, and also be a master in the first mastermind. Thanks all for those who stay to the end of this video. We really appreciate you guys and we hope you learned a thing or two.